Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to be showing you how to replace a door lock actuator for one of the front doors on this 2003 Honda Odyssey. We're going to show you the front driver's door, passenger's side. Front door would be the same, and it's the same procedure for any 99 to 04 Odyssey. Tools you'll need: you're going to need a new door lock actuator from 1AAuto.com, Phillips screwdriver, small and regular size flat blade screwdrivers, 10mm socket with a ratchet extension, some pliers, a short Phillips screwdriver, a flashlight, and a Phillips driver socket and ratchet, and you'll see what I mean in the video.
Okay, start with a small screwdriver, and if you look into this cup here, there's a little trap door pry up, and you can see a Phillips screw there. And then there would be another trap door here, but it's missing on this vehicle, but there's a Phillips screw there. Okay, remove these two Phillips screws. Okay, pull up and then back on this and pull it out, and there's two connectors. They both have just little tabs right in the middle top here on this blue one. Press it down. Okay, and this brown one, press down, pull it out. The door handle pulls forward and then out. And again, now there's a clip here on a rod. Just push that clip either with your finger or the screwdriver. Push that clip around, pull the rod up and out, and then there's a connector here. Pull that off. Small screwdriver right up here. Pull this out a little bit, work the screwdriver underneath, pry it out, pull that up. At the bottom, and work your finger underneath and pull firmly. Okay. Release the clips. They're probably not going to release. If your door panel's never been off, it may be a little more difficult to release. But release those clips, then lift your panel up. Okay, off. And then your speaker is connected right down here. And the tab is kind of, there's two tabs on each side. Just squeeze the connector and pull it off.
In the upper corner, there's a little plug. Just pop it out with a flat blade screwdriver, and then pull your water shield down so you can access the inside of the door. There's also a small plug on the door to remove.
Okay, now inside, you've got a couple of 10mm bolts. One there, one right up here, and then through this hole where you took the cap off. Kind of hard to see it, but if you look in there, let's see if I can show it to you. There it is, the 10mm bolt there. Use an extension and a ratchet and socket.
And I'll just speed it up here as I remove those three bolts.
So now we grab the handle from both sides, pull out on the bracket a little bit and shift it over. Okay, and after that you've got two steps here. You need to use a short screwdriver to remove this Phillips screw, and then you just reach in here with your finger or a screwdriver and push this clip off and pull this rod out.
Okay, and here's just some quick footage of how you pop that clip off.
Okay, so I used a short screwdriver, remove that screw, took that out, and you can see this rod is disconnected. Start by using one hand on the outside, one hand on the outside, pull it forward. Okay, now
get the top out and then rotate the bracket up and keep pushing it out until you can rotate the handle right out. Now use a flat blade screwdriver and disconnect the rod from the door handle. Use a small flat blade screwdriver, and you're going to want to get the bushing off of the rod, and you're basically prying apart that bushing and then pulling it also with your fingers until you can get that little bushing off. Now take that bushing that you removed from the rod and snap it into your door handle. Okay, at this point there's going to be a 10mm bolt down low. Remove that. Okay, then reach inside and the window track pulls down and then out. Okay, and then inside there are two plugs. They both have tabs on them. Can be a little difficult, but you squeeze those tabs, work them up and down, and pull off, and they'll come out. And then once you have those unplugged, you'll need a Phillips driver bit and a ratchet, and remove the 3 screws that hold the latch. Okay, and I'm going to apologize, we didn't get the next 2 steps, so as I'm taking those screws out, I'll kind of explain them to you slowly. If you look at your door lock button, there is a plastic guide behind it. There's a screw up near where the door lock button is. Remove that screw, and then that guide pulls out. Once you have those 3 screws out, pull the latch assembly forward. You'll see a small orange clip. Undo that clip, remove your inside door handle rod, and then pull the latch assembly out. And remove those 4 screws. I'm going to fast forward it here. Okay, and once you get those off, the white plastic comes apart and then the actuator pulls off. Our plastic is actually broken, so we're trying to show you best we can how it works. But there's your actuator off. And then with the new actuator from 1A Auto, just reverse the procedure. Make sure you line up the other secondary lever on the post that's kind of underneath, and then start your first screw on that connects the lever to the actuator. And once you get that screw in, then put your shield back on and screw the other 3 in. Okay, now here we're putting the latch mechanism back in. Make sure you get your lock button up through correctly in the door, and then kind of get it back into place, and just make sure everything's out of the way. Then you'll pull it back forward and reconnect that inside latch rod. Okay, change the position here. You can see, just put that latch rod in, lock the clip on, and then push it back into place. Okay, just fast forward in here as we work the latch mechanism back in place. Start the 3 screws in. Make sure you don't pinch any wires or any of the, make sure all the rods and stuff are going the right place. Start the 3 screws in and tighten them up with your Phillips bit and ratchet. Okay, now put the guide back up in. You have to put it in place and then kind of push it into place where it connects to the latch mechanism, and then put the screw in to hold it. Okay, then reconnect the 2 leads that connect to the door lock actuator, and then we'll be ready to test it. Okay, plug in the blue connector and cycle your switch. Okay, now put your window track back in, look up through the door handle, and you'll be able to see where that window track, it slides up into the track in the door. Okay, and once you get that in place, went out of focus a little bit there. Once you get that in place, then just fast forward here as I put that 10mm bolt in and tighten it up. Now start putting the door handle back in by snapping that rod into the handle first. You might need pliers to snap it in.
Reinstall the door, get the bottom rear in first, and then the rest of the bottom down in. Okay, and then you need to slide it so that this fits around the tab in the door. Okay, and then once you get it there, slide it back and kind of rotate it into place. Okay, now that it's all in, now you need to slide it forward to get the two pieces on the back done. And now we're going to just, hard to film, so I'm just going to show you, we're going to put this screw back in with the electric connection here, and we're going to put this rod back in and lock the clip onto it. Alright, go ahead. I'll just be fast forwarding through this part. Oh boy. Actually, you know what?
This is not going well.
What's it?
And now we're in the home stretch. Just use your socket, and we kind of put the bolts into the socket, kind of load them in there, and then start all the bolts on. You want to make sure you start all 3 bolts at first, make sure they're going in correctly, and then tighten them up. When you tighten them nice and firm, you don't want to over tighten them because you could actually break the door handle if you make them too tight. And then put the little cap back on. Okay, make sure you unlock the door, and then just kind of pull the shield up a little bit. You can shut the door and open it and make sure everything's all set. Here I'm just going to kind of fast forward through putting the door panel back on. Pretty easy. Make sure you plug your speaker back in, hang the window up, make sure the door locks through, make sure the harnesses come through, and put the pins in place, and then put the door handle, inside door handle back in place, the window switch, and make sure you reconnect the window switch, a couple screws to hold things in place, and a couple little trap doors, and you should be all set. If you want to see putting the door panel back together in regular speed, just check our other videos for the Honda Odyssey door panel installation. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.